All right, time for Dilemma of the Day. The dilemma says, Rico and Mambo. So my next-door neighbors are good, hardworking people. They both work 12-plus hours a day. He does construction. She's a lawyer. I really like them both a lot. Now, the last couple of weeks, their son, who's 17, has been coming from school and smoking pot in the backyard. At first, I thought I was tripping when I smelled it, but when I looked outside my window on the second floor, I could see him smoking with some friends of his. Here's my dilemma. Do I tell my neighbors that their son is doing what he's doing after school? I don't have any kids of my own, so I really can't put myself in their shoes. Will they consider me the nosy neighbor, or will they be thankful for the info I've given them? I don't want to lose the friendship, but then I don't want to see the kid go to waste either, you know. Thanks, guys. That's from Neighborly Love.
I'm very curious to hear how you would react to this, Mambo. Putting yourself in this guy's exact same situation. You know your neighbor. They're good people. Kid comes home, just starts sparking it up.
Oh, what would I do?
Yeah, what would you do? If you were the guy who was watching the son do that. They're good people now, the neighbors.
I don't know, man, because I've always lived by the snitches get stitches type of thing, you know? So now that I have kids, it's kind of changed a little bit. It just depends what it is.
I mean, if you know that, just like this situation right here, you can see the kid smoking weed.
I mean, it depends, man. I mean, nowadays, you know, I've been in situations where I know people who have done this, and then the kid rebels by, you know, breaking into the house, and, you know, it's like you can't really point the finger at the kid, but, you know, they do other things to get revenge on the neighbors. So, I mean, I don't know. I just don't know what I would do in this situation. I think I would have to be in that situation
in order for you to be able to.
Now, Yulia, you keep nodding your head. Why? You know something like that happened to someone, or?
No, I just think it's better to mind your own business, really. Because what if the parents don't do anything about it? What if they let him and you're the one kind of opening your mouth?
But what if the approach is, you know, I don't know if you know this. You know, the guy talks to the parents and starts off with, I don't know if you know this.
I don't know. Where I live at, in the area I live at, it's kind of like everybody minds their own business.
Right.
So, I mean, I could see in you always have barbecues with your neighbors and stuff like that. So it's a little different where you live. So I personally, I wouldn't be in that situation because I'm never looking out the window when I'm upstairs. How about that?
All right. We want to hear from you. What would you do if you were the neighbor watching the neighbor's kid smoking weed? Would you, I don't know, I guess rat him out, talk to his parents, or would you just let it happen? Rico and Mambo at Q1047.com or the studio line 877-440-1047. Rico and Mambo morning show inside of Dilemma of the Day. Today we're helping out Neighborly Love. And you would pretty much keep to yourself if you were in this guy's situation right here, Mambo.
You know what? I've been thinking about it. You kind of caught me off guard. I think I would mind my business.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me flip it a little bit, okay? Let's say I'm your neighbor.
Right.
Your son Justin was doing this. Your son Justin's a great kid. All your kids are great, by the way. But let's just say that I knew this about Justin. Would you want to know?
And you're just a neighbor that I really don't talk to?
I'm a neighbor. No, I'm a neighbor. Like just exactly in this case. You're great people working hard.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't want to know. I mean, I think at the same time, it's the parents' fault. You know, they're working 12 plus hours a day. They're not doing their job as parents.
I don't know.
Now flip it to meth or they're doing other things, you know, that.
Okay, but okay. And sorry to interrupt you, but you know, they say that smoking weed, that's the door that opens up to everything else that's out there.
Well, if you don't agree with Rico, hit him up. Rico at Q1047.com.
Studio line right now, 877-440-1047. Hello.
Good morning.
What's up, man? What do you got to say about the dilemma?
Well, I just got to say that if I saw my neighbor's kid smoking weed next door, I'd probably join him.
Wow. We'll just leave it at that, man. Thanks for the call. Have a good day.
Wow.
Hello, Q1047.
Hey, it's Derek.
What's up, man? What do you got to say about the dilemma, man?
Oh, man. If the neighbor's that curious about it, man, you might as well just mind your own business.
Don't get involved and don't say anything to the parents.
Nah, I'd say don't get involved. If the parents want to do something about it, they'll do it.
But what if the parents don't know that the kid's doing this?
Then the parents ain't doing their job.
Yeah, but just like when I was a kid, what the parents don't know won't hurt them.
Oh my God.
Right? That's the way I see it.
All right, big dog. Appreciate the call.
All right, big dog. You guys have a good day.
You too.
All right.
Wow.
What?
I mean, I don't agree with the first one. Like, join them. You know,
Right.
That's just like, being childish yourself. At the same time, it's like you don't want to. I mean, we all want the best for our kids, but as parents, you got to do your part.
I know, but
I'm not saying I never tried any of that stuff or did any of that stuff.
hey, I'm not saying that either. But I just think that if there's
Okay, what would you do in this situation? You keep asking everyone, but you're not saying what you would do.
You know what? Honestly, it's just like you've said in the past. I'm the worst one to commit a crime with.
You're a snitch, dude. Straight up. I'll be the first one to say that.
And I don't care if I'm known as a neighborhood snitch or whatever, but I think I would definitely hit up the parents and just say, hey, this is what I've seen. I don't know what's going on, and that's all good. If that's what how things are going on over there, I'm good with it. But I just want to let you know to make sure that you know, because I don't want to see any kid. I don't want to be a part of seeing any kid go down the wrong path. If there's something that I could have done to prevent it.
Okay, now you're trying to. Who wants to see a kid go down the wrong path?
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure it's not you.
And that's why this is for me. This is my part in trying to help out the neighbor.
If the kid is 17 years old already, obviously the parents haven't been doing something right or spending time with them or teaching them right. They're letting the school system or whatever other adult tell them what's right from wrong. I mean, the email said it. They work 12 plus hours a day. I work 12 plus hours a day, but at the same time, I make sure my wife is there to make sure she's teaching them right from wrong. You said it yourself. I got great kids. I agree, but I'm going to say, and I'll be the first one to say, that's my wife's work, not mine.
Okay, so then in the parents being gone for 12 plus hours a day.
Hey, I'm not a babysitter, dog.
I know. Hang on a second.
If they want to hire me to babysit.
So then the parents have talked to the kid. They know their kid, and it's just the kid has outside influences, meaning the friends that are, peer pressure, dude. Peer pressure at that age.
There's outside influences everywhere. That's why you got to raise your kids.
And you do the best that you can.
I think everybody does their best as they can. I mean, come on, dude. Tell me one parent who, I'm just going to give it half of what I got as a parent. Come on, dog.
I'm not saying that. I don't know.
All right, do you have any kids?
I've inherited a couple of kids. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I got some step kids.
And
I would, if they were my neighbors, I would do the exact same thing. I would want my neighbors to tell me, because I've had neighbors tell me what's going on in my house.
Then you wonder why your car's always keyed and your tires always.
All right. So then I think that we're good in saying that we disagree on this one. And I'm not gonna lie to you, Mambo. I think I'm a little bit in shock and disbelief that you wouldn't talk to the parents.
Well, you didn't grow up like me, just like I didn't grow up like you, and I don't always agree with what you do, and you don't always agree with what I do. So,
such as today's dilemma that comes from neighborly love. We're gonna hit up the studio line one more time here. We got our final say coming up. An email to check out 877-440-1047. Hello.
Man, first of all, I would want to know. I would say it if it was me, and if it was my kids, I'd beat the out of them. I don't care how many hours a day I'm gone at work. So
yeah, but sometimes I would want to know too. But what I'm saying, the question that the dilemma's asking, would you say something?
Yeah, I would, because what if I have kids that age, and what if they hang out together? I don't know if my kid's doing the same thing he's doing, except I only saw the neighbor's kid, not my kid.
Yeah, you know what? Again, I base it on where I live, and I ain't gonna put my family and I'm just saying, like, Rico will rat out little Jeffrey. I'm not gonna rat out Puppet and get shot, dog. You know what I mean?
No, but yeah, you're right. But then again, just because the area you live doesn't mean the drugs aren't there. You can live where I live. There's weed. You can live where Rico lives. There's coke, meth, heroin out there. They got the higher end drugs. Drugs are there.
No, I totally agree with you, bro. But the thing is, like if why are you gonna say something if you live in the hood and Puppet's gonna tell so and so and they're gonna do something to your son or your family,
bro? But look it. If you're in the hood, like you guys are saying right now, and you know the parents real well, there's got to be that connection between you and that family.
Exactly.
So with that said, I think that you're going to be good enough to go tell the parents,
you know what? Honestly, I wouldn't tell the parents. I'd probably go up to the kid before I would even go to the parents. I'd say, hey man, like, you know what? I know you smoke weed, dude. Don't do it here. That's it.
No,
but I'm not going to go to the parents.
If the parents are working 12 plus hours, you said the mom's a lawyer, the guy does construction. They got no business living in the hood. First of all.
Well,
we
don't know if these guys are living in the hood or not. I mean, regardless of where they're living, I think us as a society, as grown-ass people, have to do something about stopping any kid who's smoking weed or who's doing wrong.
What happens to neighbor, taking care of the neighbors? You got to look out for yourself. If not, who's gonna?
All right, you know what? This is a semi-grown ass man, 17 years old. I'm not gonna get shot, dog.
I'll kick his ass out of the house.
All right, dog. Thanks for the call.
All right. Dude, what are you laughing at?
Oh
dude?
my gosh! I just okay. Let me read this email. I have 3 brothers. Dad was in the military, so he was gone for months at a time. My mom worked nights, so we were on our own most of the time. Yes, we all smoked and got in trouble, but managed to grow out of it once we got older. If parents got to work to handle business, it ain't their fault. But my parents, as much as they were gone, we were never neglected as kids. But I wouldn't say anything either. My mom thought a bong was a vase. Ha ha.
My grandma thought that too. Another thing I want to say real quick is like, we're talking about a 17-year-old kid, all right? So obviously I personally think he's been doing it for a while. Now, let's say it was a 9-year-old, 10-year-old, 11-year-old. Mm-hmm. I would definitely say something, but 17-year-old, almost a grown man, the parents obviously must know something is going on, I'm just saying, dude.
But what if they don't? What if they don't?
Okay, what are you gonna do as far as him being a 17-year-old? I mean, you have kids that are already over 18, Rico. Right. I mean, as a parent, you of course try to help them out, and some parents just say, hey, he's 18, let him do what he wants.
Right.
So I don't know how the parents raise this kid. I'm not going to get involved. And then again, you said you build that relationship with the neighbor. Dude, I've lived at this house for I don't know how many years. I don't talk to any of the neighbors. Just the little mocosos across the street, the Boy Scouts.
Right.
Selling stuff all the time, dog. Taking my money.
But see, you're doing your part to help them, though. You're buying from them, aren't you? You're supporting the kids. You're looking out for the kids.
Dude, I could be supporting their weed habit, and I don't know, dog. They might be using those little uniforms as a front, dog, where I live. I mean, I'm not saying that they're doing wrong, but I'm just saying, like, instead of dude, I've been buying stuff from them for I don't know how many years.
Right.
They don't even know my name, dog. They just knock on the door. Hey, are you the man who bought stuff last time? What are you selling now, Jeffrey? It's just like, take my money.
Right.
Dude, I don't think I've ever had a conversation with any of my neighbors.
Wow.
Just when I first moved in there was one of the neighbors who came and introduced himself and said, oh, you're from over here. And I was like, oh, yeah, my wife grew up in that area, and that's it. That was it. Never talked to him again.
And I haven't had much conversation with some of my neighbors, but the one neighbor who did come up and let me know, hey, this is what I've noticed and this is what I've seen. Up until that time, I had never had any contact. I didn't even know this guy existed.
This is what I know. This is what I seen. Like, about what?
Just some stuff around the house. And I said, hey, you know what? Thank you very much for telling me. I appreciate you looking out for me. That's the way I took it.
Oh, so one of the neighbors ratted your son out or your daughter?
Ratted some people out that were, yeah. And you know what? And I appreciated that. So I didn't take it as, oh, this guy's being a snitch or this guy's being a rat or anything like that.
Hopefully your son or daughter ain't listening and they try to go get revenge now because now they know where it came from, dog, you know?
So I said, hey, thanks, good looking out. I appreciate it. So that's just me. And in the end, you know what? My final say is call me a snitch, call me a rat, or whatever, but I would definitely talk to the parents. You know, like they say, what's the saying? It takes a village to raise a kid. So, you know, it's not just the parent, it's everybody, it's society, it's all of us. I know the parents are responsible ultimately for the kid, but if we can do our 2 cents to put in and help out too, then why not?
Again, Rico, we're not all blessed to live where you live at, dog.
Dude,
where I live at.
Oh my gosh. Your final say,
I see where you're coming from. But, you know, my final say, me personally, I would hit the kid up himself. He's 17 years old. I would just talk to him, man. Like, you know, I don't think, you know, a lot of adults, once they become like a certain age, they think they're in control of the younger generation and they always think they should get respect instead of earning respect from the young kids.
Right.
Talk to him like, hey, man, you know, I live next door. I could smell the weed every time you smoke it. You better not do it here no more. That's it. End of story. He's almost 18. Now, take it back to an elementary school student. Of course, I would tell the parent. But you're dealing with she said he's 17. He might be 18 already, and we don't know it.
Neighborly love, thank you so much for today's dilemma. We appreciate it.
And remember, snitches get stitches, dog.
You got one, get it to us. Rico and Mambo at Q1047.com.